Like many video editors, Shotcut also allows you to add titles. And you can either add titles over a piece of video, or you can also have them appear over just a plain background anywhere within the project. So in this case, I have a little project open, and I would like to have a title over a background that appears at the very beginning of the video before the video and the music begins to play. So the first thing I need to do is make a space for it. And the easiest way to do this is to select one of the clips, and then on the PC you would click the Control and A key, and that's going to select everything in the timeline. If you're on a Mac, you would use the Command and the A key. And then I would simply drag, and I'm going to drag over to about 5 seconds. And you'll notice it looks like it's just moving that one clip, but it will move everything. When I let go, it moves everything. And it actually leaves a space here for my title. Then I'm going to go up to the Open Other button, and I'm going to choose Text. I'm going to enter my text. I want a background, so I'm going to click the background color button, and I'm going to choose let's choose a blue here. I'm going to click OK. Click OK again, and it gives me a preview, and it opens the Filters button, and it tells me I've added a filter, and I can change the font. So I'm going to click on the font button, and let's choose a script, and I'm going to click OK. Now you can see it's I could have adjusted the back on this button, I could have adjusted the size, but it's actually a little easier to do it this way. Uncheck this Use Font Size button box, and then I can just grab the handles in here and make it bigger or smaller. And then if you go in the center, you'll see you get a four-headed arrow that allows you to drag it. So let's say I wanted it in the center, I could do that. And when I get it the way I want it, I'm going to add it to the timeline. So I can just click anywhere, not on the title part. I usually just click on the background here, and I'm just going to drag it to the timeline, to the very beginning there, and let it go. Now you see I have a space in here, so if I want to move everything over, the first thing, if I just did remove, it wouldn't move the music. So I want to make sure I have this ripple edits across all track buttons selected, and then when I right click and say remove, it moves everything over. And then I'm just going to uncheck that for now. But now you can see I have a 4-second title card. And you can add transitions. I mean, you can move it over and get a little transition there. And we could do the same thing. We could get rid of that space at the beginning. And now it would have a little transition. Now, in some cases, you may want a title to appear over a piece of video. To do that, you move to the position where you want it to be. And then we want to add another we want to actually add another track. So we're going to go over here to this timeline menu. We're going to click on this, track operators. We're going to add a video track. So we have as V2, we had V1 and V2. We have the playhead where we want it. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use the Open Other button. We're going to do text. We're going to type our text in here and just call it Leaving the Building. And in this case, I don't want a background color. I just want it plain. I'm going to click OK. And then, depending on where I want it, I could check this, and we could make it smaller. And in this case, maybe I want it down in the corner. And I'm going to drag it down, but I'm going to drag it down to this V2. And so now you see that it appears just over. And just a note, you'll say, why does it have that bounding box? It's because the title is selected. If I select a different clip, that goes away. So if you look at that, that's not going to appear. That little bounding box won't appear in your video. Just make sure the title isn't selected, and it should play back without that box. If you need to readjust the title, if you click on it, it'll bring it back up, and you should be able. So let's say we wanted to change the color. I could come over here to the font color, and let's say we wanted to make it yellow. It would make it yellow. So you can go back and make changes to titles, and you could do the same thing with this title. If I select it, you could see I could change the, I'm going to move it over so we can see it. I could change the font color as well. Right now it's white. I could make it black, and it would do the same thing